Yo, what's up, guys? Ninja Nick 333 back after very long hiatus. We had some stuff go on in life. It was a bad time. Uh, well, not really, but I like to be pouty. So, uh, um, this is the ARG Valentine's Day tournament at Professor Bond's Emporium in Amsterdam, New York. They tend to do all of these like special holiday ARG events now. I know they did the Christmas one. I don't know if I don't think they did the Halloween one before that, but I think they're probably going to do every like ARG holiday event from now on. So that's pretty cool. It's a fun break from playing like the grind to Worlds. Like you can just play in a different tournament. Everybody who makes top 8 in this tournament gets an ARG invite. Whoever gets first place gets a sweet mat with champion written on it. The judge, James Fay, of this tournament did loan us his judge mat. He got the the two-player judge mat. It looks pretty sick. It's got a love ball in the middle. It's really nice. It says judge right on it. Only I believe the champion mat and the judge mat have the Pikachu that says I choose you on it, whereas all the other top 8 mats have Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle on it instead of Pikachu, so that's cool. Breaks it up a little bit. These mats, like, I thought they looked really bad at first, but like you see them in person and like the color is really nice. Um, and like I had somebody tell me that I have to use it in Collinsville, and I'm just like, all right, I'll use my mat in Collinsville. It's just I really like it. I don't know why. Um, I do realize the last video I said I was going to, in my last video I made, I said I was going to make a video about my friend Joe and Machamp GX. While it is just entirely a meme, the way I made the video come out a couple times, it just kind of sounds like mean and condescending, and that's not the spirit of Machamp GX. So I'm going to keep trying to work at that video until I can get it right, so it might be a very long while. That's another thing that's been keeping me here. Had a couple regionals that I did go to, did not finish too well. Did I say that already? I don't remember. Top 256 at Dallas. No points at Roanoke because I hit 3 Blacephalon mirrors and didn't know how to play it. So Chris starts with the Absol. Carlo starts with the Marshadow. As you can see, Chris here on the right is playing Zapdos. And then Carlo on the left is playing Pikarom. Both incredibly powerful brand new decks from the team up set. It's a very awkward matchup, I would say, for Carlo, because Chris does have the Tapu Koko GX, which he could pull out of literally nowhere potentially using the Tapu Koko Prism and just blow him away if he's not smart about the energy attachments. And Chris starting the Absol is actually really weird since Carlo had to start the Marshadow, because he has like no way to retreat this thing now, unless he gets the Zeraora and makes his retreat free, because he's going to have to attach to this thing twice to retreat it. And it's going to give Chris the time to set up a Zapdos and a Guzma. Unfortunately, Chris just like draw, pass. So he's not drawing too well right now. Carlo's looking at this Acrobike. He's deciding, does he want the Electro Power or does he want the Pikarom? He wants the second Pikarom. That's fine. I believe his list is probably not playing the Marshadow GX. This is like during the internationals while it's still happening, so it's like not everybody's seen all of the top lists yet. I really like the Jose Morero Turbo version. That just is like turn 1 attack or bust. It's super fun. It's just not. Its matchup versus Zapdos is even worse. So Chris immediately Ultra Balls, gets rid of Tapu Koko GX. Oh boy. That's like the last card that you ever want to get rid of in this matchup, and I'm sure that Chris knows that. He is a very smart player. He knows that this is his only option to get out of dead drawing is to do this. So he does play Rescue Stretcher though, so it could be fine. I think he's got 2 Rescue Stretcher, so he might just he might be doing that to like bait Carlo into putting a bunch of energy on a Pikarom so that Chris can like Rescue Stretcher and bring it back later. So that is actually that's a good. I like that. I like discarding that and making Carlo potentially misplay. Chris is going for the Jirachi just to try to get some supporters to draw some cards later on. And he just has to pass. Carlo's already got 2 energy on that Pikarom. He just needs 1 more in order to attack. Kind of looks like his hand's a little dead. Well, he does have the Ericas. Okay. So he's going to Ultra Ball. He's going to search his deck for another Pokemon. Let's see, maybe Tapu Koko Prism. It looks like he's going for Zapdos. No, he's rethinking that. He's like asking Chris if it's okay. Chris is like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Goes for the Zeraora. Okay. So he might be trying to retreat this turn. Or he might be doing that first and then getting the Zapdos after. I'm not sure what Carlo's game plan is at the moment. I think killing the Jirachi is fine for like right now. I think you just like dig for an energy, which he whiffs, and then like try to attack. I think he has the Thunder Mountain though. Oh, he has the energy switch. I missed that. Okay. So I think in this situation, I think you do just go straight in, because like Chris hasn't played any energy, right? So the Tapu Koko Prism Star isn't going to do anything. So it's going to be extremely difficult, actually pretty much impossible for Chris to do a Tapu Koko GX play this turn. So, yeah, and there's the Rescue Stretcher, and he's going to shuffle 2 back in. Yeah, so there goes the Tapu Koko GX back in. So I think this is perfect from Carlo, how he's loading up the second Pikarom. So he's just like, you know, I got 2 3-prize attackers here. They're going to be at least 2 shots each. I can easily take multiple prizes with just these 2 Pikaroms. It's like, what are you going to do? Chris has no way to Koko GX this turn. So this is like super safe on Carlo's end. Chris played the Electropower into Cynthia, has a Choice Band on the Zapdos. He's really looking for like a switch. I mean, Escape Rope would be okay, but Carlo's just going to put up the Marshadow. So Chris is deciding. He's playing the Buzzwole Nihilego Rainbow Energy list too, so it makes it even harder for him to get that Tapu Koko Prism Star off. At least he drew it though, so that's going to threaten the potential of that later. Chris does get the Buzzwole though with a Rainbow, which isn't bad, especially if he had a switch, but no, he didn't get a switch. His ideal thing would have been to get a switch off of that so he could go into the Zapdos and hit him, and then he would have the Buzzwole follow up. And like Buzzwole, Guzma on the second Pikarom, so then there's damage on the first one and then knock out the second one. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Carlo's just going to go for the attack again and load up 3 more energies. Okay, so there's 0 lightning in Chris's discard, right? So he would have to attach. Like, I don't think Chris plays the Thunder Mountain either. So Chris would have to attach for turn and get 2 energies discarded from an Ultra Ball. And he only plays 4 lightning, so this is super safe again from Carlo. If he, like, I don't know if it's just that he knows the list or what, but I definitely agree with what Carlo did with loading up extra energies here. Even though the Tapu Koko GX could like come in and destroy him, I don't think there's like any way in the world Chris can pull off the cards to get the Tapu Koko GX attack off. Chris does finally get an escape board into play though, and he's going to go in with this Zapdos, and he's going to hit him for a whole bunch of damage plus the Shrine. So at least Chris is finally starting to get going now. And he does 120 plus the Shrine 130 to that Pikarom. So that's a 2-shot on that Pikarom. Chris can easily take 3 prizes. Only problem right now is that if Carlo has the Zeraora, which he does in hand, he can just retreat to the other Pikarom. And, oh, they forgot the Rainbow Energy damage. He can just retreat to the other Pikarom. Oh, I guess Carlo forgot the Shrine damage. Ooh. Or they miscounted because of the Electro Powers. That's a lot of damage on that Pikarom. So Carlo wants to probably put down the Zeraora, retreat into that Pikarom, and then GX knock out the Zapdos, and either the Jirachi or the Absol. Looks like he's going to Guzma the Oranguru. This might be fine. He could Guzma the Oranguru, knock that out with the GX attack, and knock out the Absol to get rid of the escape board, or he could knock out the Jirachi in order to, like, kind of kill Chris's consistency. I think Chris has a very small hand, it looks like. So I think maybe going for the Oranguru Jirachi knockout is really good here. That puts, yeah, because that'll put Carlo down to 2 prizes. Chris will still have the escape board to retreat into Zapdos and hit him again, but that will not knock out the Pikarom, and there's no way Chris can take 2 Pikarom knockouts in one turn. So I think Carlo just wins here. Yep, I think that was beautifully played. Except he did go, he knocked out the, so he knocked out the Zapdos, so he's just saying, I don't care what, he's like, yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, I don't care what you get, you can't possibly get the cards off of Jirachi to knock me out in any way. I really don't think it matters at all what Carlo knocked out. I think the Oranguru was definitely the one to knock out of all of them, and that's why he Guzma'd that up. But like between the Jirachi and the Zapdos, I don't think any of those mattered. No, I think I like killing the Zapdos more, the Oranguru and the Zapdos, because then you guarantee like that Chris doesn't get any more attacks off, because he could like get Guzma and then knock out the one Pikarom on the bench, and then potentially be able to get the Tapu Koko GX after that, and then GX attack. Yeah, so killing the Zapdos was the correct play. I had to think that over in my head. Looks like Chris just kind of retreats into the Absol and says, "Okay, you can knock that out." Now Chris's game plan right now is he's gonna let the Absol die. He needs to use Tapu Koko to GX attack this Pikarom, and then hope that Carlo doesn't get an Electro Power or a Choice Band in order to return KO with the other Pikarom. I think that's the only way he could possibly win. Unfortunately, Carlo is continuing to attach energies from his deck, which just thins his deck, even in the case of like a Judge or something, which Chris doesn't even play. So it's like I think Chris just loses. I think he dead drew pretty hard too early, and Carlo just got going super fast. The weakness of this particular version of the Zapdos deck is the fact that it plays a lower lightning energy count, so you can't use the Tapu Koko Prism as effectively into the Tapu Koko GX. Although I do think that this list has like a better like Zoroark matchup and stuff, even through the muck. Because I've actually been testing that matchup quite a bit, and it's kind of 50-50. At least from what I've done. That is a lot of energy. Holy crap. Okay. Chris is going to use the Jirachi ability. He's going to see what else he can get. I think he's played 1 Electro Power so far this turn. He's gonna grab a switch. He's probably going to retreat into the other... Did he use the other Jirachi yet? Probably retreat into the other Jirachi, and then switch into the Zapdos and hit Carlo, but... Let's see. He's already got the Choice Band on the Tapu Koko Prism. Yeah, Chris just scoops. Yeah, so this is best of one for Swiss. So Chris knows that there was just no way he could win. He was just going to lose the next turn. Carlo prized some Electro Powers, which completely does not matter at all in this matchup whatsoever. The only thing you would ever Electro Power onto is like the Tapu Koko GX. Like if you're attacking into one of those. But the GX attack still knocks it out if it's active. So it's like, I don't know. That was really unfortunate on Chris's part that he just drew so bad in the early like couple turns. I think that if he got like 2 or 3 Jirachi set up, like if he, like say he didn't start Absol, he started Jirachi with another Jirachi in his bench, and just got like a turn 2 attack or turn 1 attack, I think that that would have easily been Chris's favor. And Carlo would have really had to be careful with his energy attachments from the attack. Unfortunately for Chris, that's not how it ended up going, and Carlo just kind of just destroyed him. I think, yeah, I think that that was perfectly played on Carlo's part, and Chris did his best, but like it's just like that's just how the cookies crumble sometimes. So I hope you guys like the video. There will be more interactive matches coming up, potentially. Uh, shout out to the Bonds crew for letting this happen. It's a great time. I will see you guys in the next round.